Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. This lesson is basically based around giving you like some understanding on the Passover and how to keep it. You know, Pastor Tahar just called me. Said there was this brother on the comment board, asking the question about the Passover. So I just, he asked me to do a little something, to give edification to that brother. And, any other new brothers that's just waking up, learning about the truth, and knowing that the Passover is going to come around in this time. And I know when you first start learning, you want to keep, the Passover, because I just want to read this scripture real quick, and then we'll get started, because you're starting to learn your heritage, so you want to do the things that the Lord had commanded us to do. And there were certain times where the Passover was lost, and all the feasts and the laws, statutes, and commandments. And then during the time of Josiah, when they read the books, they found the books and read them. Then they rejoiced greatly, because the Passover was set back up, which was taken away for a period of time. So this is Judges 5:11. It says, "They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water." This is dealing with the deliverance here in America. All right, the noise of the archers are the missiles. The place of drawing water. Drawing water represents slavery. So here in the land of our captivity, the place is going to be destroyed. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, Yahweh. So we're rehearsing the righteous acts, because we're pretty much, we're not doing the keeping the Passover 100% according to the scripture, because we don't have the power to do that. According to the Bible, you're supposed to raise up a lamb, a male, of 1 year old, without blemish, without spot. You're supposed to take it in from the 10th day, hold it all the way to the 14th day. Then you would kill it. Strike the lintel, the post, of your door with the blood, and then prepare it and cook it. So we don't have farms, we don't have the means to do all of that, so we're just pretty much rehearsing the righteous acts, keeping it to the best of our ability. It says, "Even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel, then shall the people of Yahweh go down to the gates." Okay, now the Passover comes in Tuesday, March 22nd at evening, all the way through March 29th at evening, which is a 7-day period. And that's, you're supposed to keep the Passover for 7 days. That's when it comes in. Okay. The brother said, "Thanks for the info. This is Real Israelites. Thanks for the info. The Passover falls on the first day of spring, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. How can we tell when the first day of spring comes in? I want to learn how to tell these things, so in the future I can do and prepare my own Passover. Please reply, and thanks for all you do. I'm in England, so I'm far away from you brothers in America." And Apostle Tahar said, "The Passover comes in the 4th day at evening. The spring is 14 days before it." Exodus 12. Now if you read Exodus 12 and Leviticus 23, Exodus 12 is pretty much the Passover, and everything that took place, and the story and the history of what took place. Now the Passover, we keep it because during that night, Yahweh Shai passed over all the doors that had blood, where the Israelites were at. He passed over them, didn't touch them, but he killed all the firstborn of the Egyptian, the firstborn males of all the Egyptians. But the Israelites, he didn't. He passed over them. Now we have videos out, where we actually show you how to do the Passover service, but that's something that we do for you new brothers just coming in. Basically what you should do is just, you know the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which is the Most High, in the name of his son. You pray in those names, set some prayers up. The first thing you want to do is you want to get rid of all the leaven out of your house. Anything like pancakes, cookies, bread, stuff like that, anything that has leaven in it. There's certain seasonings that may have leaven in it, shake and bake, whatever you got that has leaven in it, you got to get it out the house for 7 days. After that, you can bring it back, but you have to get rid of it for 7 days. what you would do is you would, get some lamb chops. The best place to cook them is in the oven. Some lamb chops, some wine, whatever kind of wine you like. Some bitter herbs, which if you go to like a place like Stop and Shop or ShopRite, Stop and Shop is more. They usually have it more. They have certain shopping spots. They have, or supermarkets. They have what's called horseradish root, which is the root of the root of it. So that horseradish root, you take that, and what you would do is you would peel the skin off of it and then cut it into little chunks, and then you would eat that. And when you eat it, what you're gonna feel is you're gonna feel a burning sensation out in your mouth and your nose. Your eyes are gonna tear up, and what that represents was that hard bondage that we went through in Egypt, which the Lord, when you read the scriptures, the Lord calls it the furnace of affliction. Okay, so that's what that represents. So you would have the wine, you would have the bitter herbs, and then you will have unleavened bread, which we usually get tortillas. But when you get those tortillas, just make sure that they don't have leaven in them, because some they make with leaven. So just make sure that when you read the package, make sure there's no leaven in it. That's what we usually eat, which that's the flatbread or the unleavened bread, because when we were in Egypt, when we left out of Egypt, that's when you read the book of Exodus, the 12th chapter, it gives you everything you need to know. But when we left out of Egypt, really there was no time for the women to put the leaven in the cakes, because it was a thing that was done in haste. It was done fast, quick, So it's not a lamb dinner, it's not like you go to a restaurant, and you sit down with with your napkin, and you just parlay it. It was something that was done quickly, because we had to get out of it that same night when you read the story. So pretty much, you can watch the videos, that we've done on the Passover service. We actually have the Passover service online that the brothers have, but the main thing right now, what you should do for you new brothers that are just coming in, just set up a prayer to Yahweh Shem Shai to help you keep the Passover correctly, to the best of your ability. Bless the wine, bless the lamb, bless the bitter herbs, bless the unleavened bread, and just eat it like that for now. And eventually, as you continue to grow in this thing, like the scriptures say, let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. As you continue to grow, you'll learn how to do the service and so on and so forth. Then you'll have more brothers that'll help you keep the service. So for now, just do it like that. Like I said, you read Exodus 12, right? This gives you what happened that night and the things that we were supposed to do in the preparation and in the process of eating the Passover. So this is Exodus 12:5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. You could eat either sheep or goat if you want. We prefer the sheep, the lamb, because Yahweh Shai is represented by the lamb. So that's reason why we eat the lamb. It says, and you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. It's because the Passover starts at the evening of the 14th day, which is the beginning of the 15th day. Because remember, the scriptures say that in the evening and the morning were the first day. So a day begins in the evening. Once the evening comes in, that's the beginning of the new day. It says, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses wherein they shall eat it. And when you put that blood of the lamb on the doors, that protected you from the destroyer coming into your house and killing your firstborn. So now the Passover we keep, the blood of Yahweh Shai is what protects us from the destroyer from being destroyed. It says, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. See? So you have to have your lamb, your unleavened bread, and your bitter herbs. Okay, eat not of it raw, nor sadden it all with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs and with the pertinence there, which we can't do that now because we don't have that means. So what we do is we just buy some lamb chops, throw them in the oven, cook them, and then when they're done, you use that with the bitter herbs and the unleavened bread in the wine, and you eat it. You eat it together. It says, and you shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. Now, whatever you don't eat that night, you got to throw it out. I mean, technically, you're supposed to burn it, but we, like I said, you start going out there late at night, after you keep the Passover and you start burning stuff up, people gonna call the cops, So you just toss it out. It says, and you shall let none of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning you shall burn with fire. And thus shall you eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Why? Because we had to leave Egypt that night. That's why everything was done hasty, quickly. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord Yahweh. Yeah, so like the scriptures say, let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. So when the time comes and you continue to learn, you'll know, how to better keep the Passover. So don't worry about trying to get it correct right now, because you're just coming into this thing, and the Passover is about 11 days away. So there's no way you can prepare, to do the service. So just set the prayers up in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Eat the lamb, eat the bitter herbs, eat the unleavened bread, drink the wine, and bless it, everything in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Leviticus 23:4, these are the feasts of the Lord Yahweh, even holy convocations which you shall proclaim in their seasons. And the 14th day of the first month at evening is Yahweh's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the Passover pretty much are the same feast, because during the night of the Passover you don't eat unleavened bread. So it's pretty much all the same thing, but the one night is the Passover when Yahweh Shai passed through, the destroyer passed through to destroy the firstborn of the Egyptians. And then the last night was also like a holy convocation, or a high day where you wouldn't work, but it was all pretty much the whole week is a feast of unleavened bread unto Yahweh. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. That's where you got the 22nd at evening to the 29th at evening, which is 7 days. And the first day you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. So if you don't have to work, then don't work. But if it's like this is during the week, so you can't help but work, because you gotta get paid, Otherwise you may get fired. But if you can get that day off, by all means, But if not, you just keep it, and you may have to just work the next day. You gotta do what you gotta do. It says, but because we're rehearsing the righteous acts. But you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh 7 days. And the 7th day is an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. All right, so that's pretty much it. So just remember, get the lamb chops, get the unleavened bread, tortillas. Make sure they don't have any leaven. Get your bitter herbs, the horseradish from ShopRite, or at whatever store that you have that you can get it from. Make sure you peel the skin off of the bitter herbs and cut it into small chunks, manageable size that you can chew on, and just do that, and bless everything in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that's pretty much it, that's pretty much the Passover. So that's why we keep it like that today. Like I said, we do a service with it, but the service part is going to take a little bit of time for you to learn. So for now, just keep learning, keep studying, keep learning the scriptures, keep learning the breakdowns and the spiritual aspects of the scriptures. And eventually everything else that you're lacking in, you pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, as it says in the book of James, and the Lord will increase you in due time, and the Lord will exalt you in due time. All right. So with that, I hope you brothers learned something. Hope you are edified. Hope you brothers keep the Passover to the best of your ability. And with that, I say shalom.